Pisces, welcome to your Moving On reading. For those of you who are new to the channel, Moving On is exactly what it sounds like. It's a reading dedicated to the principles of moving on. Just real quick, I know you can hear that awfulness. That is beyond my control. It's been going on for the past couple of days. One of my neighbors hired a very extensive tree trimming service. It sounds like they're taking down a couple of trees, which is unfortunate, but hey, that's their choice. And so not only have they taken them down, they're breaking it up, mulching it as we speak. No, I cannot wait for another time. It is what it is, so I do apologize for that. So in a weird way, you have been blessed with Our Lady Perpetual Lawn Care, except it's not a lawnmower, it's a tree mulcher. Regardless. Hi. If you're new to the channel, my name's Christina. It's a little different, but I do apologize. I know that's incredibly annoying, but no, I can't put off the readings. It is what it is. Anyway, moving on. That can concern itself with moving on, moving forward, or making progress in, right? And that in and of itself is still moving on. So the idea is that we're stuck. We want to be unstuck. Stuck in what, you ask? A thought, an idea, a feeling, a belief, a practice, situation, place, person, circumstance, job, whatever. The idea is that we're at a certain place, we don't like it. How do we fix it, work with it, make progress in it, or move on from it? I don't know, but that's why we're here. That being said, moving on requires a certain level of insight of the self. All good tarot does. All good tarot essentially is about the self and what we're experiencing and how we can make changes and improve and adjustments. But it really is a deeper look at the self. I will see them and they in extenuating circumstances and outside influence. That's what it is to be alive. The point is, while we can always say this, that, and the other is wrong, we need to look at ourselves for the answer or the solution because we are the common denominator. So we need to take a look at ourselves. What are we doing, not doing? Thinking, not thinking, feeling, not feeling, behaving or not behaving, so on and so forth. Make sense? I can understand if this reading type is not everyone's cup of tea, so this is where I like to point out the very super duper obvious. Take what resonates, leave it does not. All tarot, like anything on YouTube, is free will. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch. I know a lot of people watch tarot because they're much more comfortable blaming this, that, and the other instead of looking at thyself. I'm not really into that, but heads up. I want what's best for people. And if we're stuck, let's talk about getting unstuck. If we're feeling hindered or held back, why? Do we feel like we're being helped or not? You know, are we helping ourselves? Are we being our best advocate? Okay? Those kind of things. That's what I like to look at, you know? And I've gotten some really good examples. But yeah, just FYI. If it's not your thing, it's not your thing. It is considered a sensitive reading. All right? And it's like, but from my point of view, moving on. Oh, the next round is Intimate Tarot. Talk about sensitive readings. For those of you who've been around, you know what's up with that. Uh-oh. Cinnamon, is that you? Cinnamon? Cinnamon, honey? Do you need to go outside? If you need to go outside, ring the doorbell again. Yep, okay. That's twice. That's code. I'll be right back. Hold on, Pisces. And we're back. I have her trained to ring the doorbell. Well, there's a set of bells on the back door, so let me know when she needs to go out. Yes, I will be replacing it with a dog door soon. And no, I have not gotten to it. Everything in its place and in its time. But for now, we got a really good system here. She's actually, well, I mean, she's amazing. Just like all huskies, they communicate very, very well. That's one of the reasons I love huskies. A lot of people can't stand the vocal thing and how they try to communicate. I think that's an advantage, but that's me. Oh, I love it. All right, what's going on, please? Show me Pisces and moving on. Show me Pisces and moving on. Ooh, show me Pisces and moving on. Show me Pisces and moving on. And some people are well on their way to having completely moved on. I mean, these things happen in phases, guys. Capricorn, they blew me away with how much progress they have made, and they're almost done clearing it up. Scorpio was somewhere similar, but their background lesson was kind of severe, so it took them a lot to get to where they are. And then Taurus, for instance, they showed me making progress in a situation. They're not ready to move on or move forward in it, just to make some progress in it, which in and of itself is kind of like moving on. So, just to give you an idea, what's up with you? 5 wands, picked off. Okay. Six of Swords. And you don't want to be. See? Look, there's already admission. And admission's half the battle, guys. I swear to God, it's half the battle. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Admission's half the battle. Pissed off. I don't want to be. I don't want to be angry, Christina. I know I'm supposed to Six of Swords. I know. Okay, let's see what else you know. Because that's already quite a bit. Ten of Swords. Feelings you need to confront. Owie. Pain. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune. Excuse me, and the hidden energies. Things are spinning in motion. The strengths you know how to manifest. Very good. Lessons you need to learn before you can proceed successfully as the Hanged Man. Suspending state. Okay. Outcome. Five of Swords. A little bit of self-sabotage. Let's see if there's some improvement there. Because you are making progress. So, I'm very curious about what that Five of Swords, represents towards the end. Hopefully I'm seeing an improvement of what looks like self-sabotaging thoughts. Okay? Because I have to admit, given what I'm seeing here, I feel like that's where we're headed. Okay? But let's take a look here. Show me that. I haven't seen the Five of Swords in a while. To be honest, everybody has a Five of Swords, guys, from time to time. The point is don't get lost to it and don't confuse Five of Swords with reality. Eventually, we all tell ourselves something. Because we want it to be true, or we don't want to deal with other things. You know, so it's not an accusation, don't take it as one. It's the Five of Swords and how severe it is depends on how long we insist on something that's true or it isn't, you know. But yeah, we'll start right here with that Five of Wands. Show me that Five of Wands, please. Let's see that fight. Let's see that struggle. Let's see that irritation. Let's see that agitation. What is up? What's going on? What's going on with this Five of Wands, please? You know what? The only thing that could be making that is if they're taking down a Texas oak. And let me tell you, I have two in my backyard. I mean, those things are brutal. Good luck. I mean, geez Louise. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, ow. God, honey, I don't like drama, but that's too much. I don't even know that's dramatic. It's just, it's really coming across as this is overdue. Pisces, no more chances on this. And you're like, I contest that. There's something here that you are resisting, and it's an ending. It's here twice, and it hurts, babe. It hurts. The more you try to revive it, jumpstart it, make it work with that Ace of Wands, give it some vitality, give it some of your natural, precious energy and vitality, the more that lesson keeps hitting. Is this working for you, Pisces? You sure you want to do this again? Again? And you're like, yes. Now, I see you resisting this. You keep trying to jumpstart a dead battery. And here's the thing about dead batteries, guys. You give them maybe jump one. No more than two. And after that, you got your answer. And you're like, you're resisting that. Five of Wands. I'm not ready to call it done. That body still got life in it. It does. I know it does. And there's a spiritual lesson attached to this about how many chances of hope and revival are you going to give this, because it's coming at a cost to you. The more you try to revive this, the more proof you're getting that this is supposed to be over. And that you're fighting uselessly against this particular tide. I know you don't want this to be true, but the universe is giving you these hard knocks for a reason. They want you to accept this. Let it pass. Let it go. The more you try to give it your precious Ace of Wands, the more it harms you. This is when you have to know to stop engaging in these things. Situation, places, circumstances, beliefs, feelings, whichever it is that runs contrary to the goodness that is you in your own existence. It's either for you or against you, and whatever this is against your own cause as a living, breathing, functioning human being. When you participate in it and try to keep it alive or keep it going, it costs you a great deal. It makes you suffer, honestly. So whilst I don't know what this is, and I know it's so terribly vague, but they're just saying it's overdue. It's overdue. It's overdue. Pisces, how many more times you got to learn this before? I mean, how many more examples do you need? And there's even an admission on your part, honey. I need to let this go. Six of Swords. Let me see what this is, because it's right here. Feelings to confront. Are you afraid of an ending? Are you so afraid of pain that you'll just continue to keep generating pain? So, did you know that's a thing? Why people continue to stay in things they know that they shouldn't, because they're so afraid of an ending, they don't see how much pain they're actually costing themselves in the interim of keeping it going. And I still don't know what it is. So let's see what the hell this is. Show me the Six of Swords, please. The first step. to moving on is to at least mentally start to separate yourself from this. Right here, a lot of people begin in the mind. Some people are emotional separators. They'll show me an 8 of Cups before they completely disengage. Some people are mental separators, and you're showing me that your process and letting things go is it starts in the mind first. And I kind of agree. I'm there with you. It usually starts as a thought as opposed to a feeling. It's usually safer that way because people become emotionally numb when they're in the 8 of Cups, but that doesn't mean that they won't get the idea to go. They'll just get used to being emotionally numb, shut off, cut down, that kind of thing on the inside. But it won't occur to them to go. They'll just think it's a them problem. Well, I'm unhappy, so it's a me problem, so I guess I'll just keep showing up to whatever this is. So I prefer actually to see the thought first, because once you have the thought, you can't really take it back. But just because you're emotionally numb doesn't mean you'll get the thought. Okay? No guarantee. I see people, it's called the zombie state, honey. You get used to walking around feeling not much. You don't think that you're very alive. You're kind of aware of it, but you don't know what else to do. So again, you think it's a you problem, not exactly the situation or circumstance, you know, or how we're contributing to it. All right, anyway, sorry. My point is that the thought's here. I know it's crossed your mind on more than one occasion. Oh, good Lord. I suppose the violence of that is justified. Goodness, I think it was kicking off in the Earth sign messages too. It's been going on for a couple of days. The Lover's connection, the 8 of Wands, the Page of Cups, you know. Ow, 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 ow. Why did I knew I was going to see the Lovers, honey? I know these kind of things are not easily left behind. I know. It's a strong connection. I know. I can feel it from here. It hurts me from here. The Lovers, the 8 of Wands, the Page of Cups. A part of you so strongly desires to keep your heart open towards a very strong connection. I understand, and I'm completely sympathetic. I am. The Lovers is not easily done or easily undone. It's neither easily entered nor easily exited. You know, they're both shocking. The entrance as well as the exit. You know, there's that sweet connectivity that you can have with anybody and a sweet introduction, but something about the Lovers is that when you connect with it, it's that static shock. So it leaves a kind of mark when you experience it, when it enters your life, and then it leaves a hell of a mark when it exits. You're not likely to forget it. You're not supposed to. It's meant to teach us something. But you also have to know when to call it quits. And babe, I got it. You're angry, you're frustrated. There's a lot of shit that's unresolved between you and that special person, whomever they are. It's not about a them or they. I'm just seeing your reaction to it. You're angry. You're upset. Part of you wants to try to revive it. And then the Ten of Swords keeps showing up. And it's like part of you is afraid to fully accept the ending of this. But you also kind of feel a helplessness about what can I do, and then you go back full circle. Should I do something, or is it dead? I don't want it to be dead. That can't be right. It can't be over. It can't be over. I know I'm supposed to move on from this, but it can't be over. It's too strong. It's too strong to be over. And so you see how it's just kind of on a repeat, right? Like me, what I do. The one thing that you do know is clear is that you strongly desire, in some way, in some small, vulnerable Page of Cups way, little guy, we would like to talk to our lover again. Why? Because look at the flurry of activity behind it. Unresolved arguments, pains, stab me in the back, betrayal, fuck you. I miss you. I miss you. Yeah. Oh, I know. Those moments, those private moments, when you're angry and frustrated and scared and crying, somewhere in between that mix of emotions, you have that small breath of admission. I know, I've been through it. I miss you. But you say it to yourself, right? And you barely say it. You may not even say it out loud. I'll know those moments. Those strong connections have a way of fucking with you like nothing else. They're supposed to. Not to punish you, not to make you feel bad about you, but to get you to see something about yourself. I know why you're struggling to move on. I can feel it from here. And there are some things, my love, that are just out of your control. And you're going to have to accept that if you want any peace with this situation. Think of the Six of Swords of, I can leave this from now. and give yourself that room, just a little bit of room to explore mentally, at least leaving this behind. Getting a little bit more mentally detached from it every day, okay? Because right now I'm looking at a Pisces, you always feel like you're on the bleeding edge of reaching out to communicate or wanting to generate some sort of activity, anything. And it's coming from a real place in you. There you are. It's a vulnerable place. It's a small place. It's a place of the heart. You know? It's not from the sex. It's not from the head. It's from your heart. It's got to count for something. You know? Let's say this Ten of Swords. Feelings you need to confront. What about that ending? It's painful. Case in point. That sound is pretty much what this feeling looks like, or sounds like, I should say. Show me that Ten of Swords, please. Excuse me. Show me that Ten of Swords. Show me that Ten of Swords. Show me that Ten of Swords, please. Show me that Ten of Swords. Show me that Ten of Swords. Show me that Ten of Swords, please. Show me that Ten of Swords. And it's at this point in the reading where I want to point out, guys, for those of you who this is still raw and it hits you a certain way, okay, please keep in mind it's the cards. It has nothing to do with me. There is no judgment on my part. That defeats the purpose of understanding what the heck's going on and trying to help you if I have judgment attached to you. If you take it to a place that says, oh, she hates me or hates my sign, I can't help you with that. Okay? I love all my collectives. But when the more sensitive readings, I tend to get a great deal of pushback. That's okay. That's where you are, but that's not where I am. It's something that we'll get through in time, okay? Nine of Cups, Four of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. You know, it's funny. I saw something similar to Scorpios in their strengths category that says, I'm holding on to this. And I know I'm holding on to this because I believe in it. I love it. I love it like I love myself. You're showing me something similar, so if you have Scorpio in your chart, or if you're connected to one, or you were, okay. Ten of Swords, feelings you need to confront. You can't believe that this is over because part of you loves it a lot. Nine of Cups. And water signs, you know, it's kind of easy for us to love other people the way we love ourselves. Sometimes we'll just assume that emotionality to be true. I love you the way I love myself, and I don't question it. And therefore, I'm going to give that other person credit that they have not demonstrated or spoken to, that they feel the same way. And you're showing me a kind of coverage here in that respect of, I love this like I love myself. I have to hold on to it. I have to protect it. The Wheel of Fortune, you've held on to this a long time because you're afraid of officially calling this an ending because perhaps it means they didn't feel the same way. I don't know what they did or did not feel. I know that it affected them as powerfully as it did you. Okay. I believe the answer is yes, because part of your reaction to this is a little bit on the side of I need this. I need the feeling. So that tells me I know you got some sort of feeling in return in order to hold on to it and love it like I said you loved yourself. But I think that's where your fear is stemming from, that you'll lose the love that you had for them, the feelings that they gave you. It's hard for you to call it quits because you still find yourself in it emotionally. You still find your heart in it. And time has not eased that for you. It has not eased up for you in that respect. Okay. That's why you're literally showing me it's too hard to let go. Time has passed, and despite the pain, you would still hold on to it like you would hold on to parts of yourself. Because you still love it in some way, the way you would love yourself. Okay. You got repeating energies here today, honey. Yes, you do. Ten of Swords and Ten of Swords. Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Fortune. Let's keep cracking in that hidden energies. What is it that you have not seen over time? You've seen how you've held on to this over time. And in a way, you kind of understand why. Okay. But what is it you have not seen over the passage of time? Okay, let's see that Wheel of Fortune, please, and your hidden energies. Let's see that Wheel of Fortune, please. Let's see that Wheel of Fortune. The Five of Wands, talk about repeating. Wow, the struggle. The Three of Swords. Five of Wands, the Sun, the Three of Swords, what you have not seen. You don't want to be rejected by this. You never wanted to be rejected by this, but you can't see it. The Five of Wands. You've always, low-key, in some way, behind the recesses of your heart, feared rejection of this, and you've been fighting that off because part of you feels the sun when you're connected to it, the happiest card in the deck. You never fully were able to access it, but you can always feel it there in whatever this is. That's one of the reasons why you so adamantly resist the ending of this, and you kind of still hold out hope that maybe one day it can be rejuvenated. Jump-started as discussed. The Wheel of Fortune, what you cannot see, that time having passed in this connection, you know that you hold on to it. Part of you doesn't understand why. This is it looks like. Is that part of you were always afraid that it would leave, or be rejected, or that it would hurt you, even while you felt so much sunshine and joy with it. You never wanted it to leave. You don't want it to reject you. You wanted it to stay as a place of warmth in your heart. Then how come it's not fully accepted either? Why couldn't it be fully accepted? It was never fully rejected and it's never been fully accepted. It's somewhere in between. Why? Now don't get me wrong, it does take two. But you're saying, please don't reject me. I don't want to be rejected. I want to keep it going, whatever it is, however little it is, however small it is. I want to keep it going. I don't want to reject whatever bits and pieces I have with it. Your love is here, and you hold on for it. It's almost like saying, if I don't want to, it's not your last chance of happiness, but why am I trying to say that? Why am I trying to say that? Did some of you feel this was your last chance at true, authentic happiness? And that's why you're always afraid of it rejecting you, or you having to reject it. You'd never wanted that to happen. You associate this connection with mixed levels of connectivity. I love it, I don't love it. Did they really love me? They did. I felt happiness, but not too much. It goes back and forth between hot and cold. I want this, I can't have it. When this is the most consolidated truth you have by far, and it's the one that you say you have to leave behind the most. Just that need to talk. To say something, to say anything. This is the only time I saw you consolidated, and it's the one that you say you have to keep shoving away from. This was your most authentic self. I just want to talk to them. It's the only time I don't see you confused. And it's the only part of you that you say, yeah, that's what I have to move on from. So your hope here is real and genuine. But you say you have enough background history with this, with the Wheel of Fortune twice, to have accumulated evidence of what to expect from it. It's neither fully opened or fully closed. It's not fully experienced, and it's not completely absent either. It's somewhere between admission and rejection. What? You've heard me say this before, and it's true for everybody. It's not just advice from me, honey. This is advice as old as time. It's as ancient as dirt itself. Mixed signals mean no. This doesn't look like mixed signals. It feels like you're saying, I want this, but I can't have it, so I'm willing to keep some pieces of it, and I have to fight for what pieces of it I could get. Let's see. Let's see this Magician, please. Show me the Magician, please. Show me the Magician. It's love that is neither fully accepted, like I said, or fully rejected, and I know I repeat myself, but guys, real tarot is complicated in as much as human beings are complicated, and guess what? In my experience, human beings are pretty fucking complicated. I'm not going to sit here and read to you what it is that is here. I'm sorry, that isn't here. I don't do that. You know, it's complicated. You're showing me that you have complicated experience and mixed emotions when it comes to this particular subject. But the only time I see you 100% clear is the only time I see you struggling with the thought of letting this go, is to really relinquish any hope of communicating with this ever again. And it's ironic because it seems to be the simplest thing by far you know that you want. Just to just talk to them again. Anyway, show me the Magician, please, in strengths. Show me. What did you manifest? Let's see it, because it's almost like saying my wish kind of came true. So you identify the Magician under your strengths, okay? The Ten of Wands, the King of Swords, the Hermit. Okay. You acknowledge that you pulled this in. You did. You acknowledge it. It's right here. That's why you're saying you're a powerful manifester. In some way you pulled this in. You've accepted that. Bravo. The Hermit and the King of Swords. That's a very strong acknowledgement of the experience. Looking backwards on the path, we're like, I get it. I see what happened here. I manifested this. I did. In some way. It was hard for you to acknowledge that with the Ten of Wands. Don't get me wrong. That was no easy thing that you acknowledged, but you did. It took you a while to understand this. The Ten of Wands, King of Swords with the Hermit. There's the admission here. This was hard for me to admit, Christina, but I manifested this. I did this. I brought this in. Perhaps I didn't know I wanted it at the time, but now that it's ended, or I have to accept that it's over, I realize how I brought it in. So there's an admission here. Okay. There's an admission that you desired this. You seem to be on board with that. It irritates you a little bit. It irritates you. That was a hard thing for you to admit, but the acknowledgement's here. It takes two. That means whoever's on the other side was manifesting a version of you too. Okay? But yes, we can only take account for our side. So I do see you taking account for that. Oh, Lord. Cinnamon she is active. She is tearing up that unicorn today. Hi, Pumpkin. Here, baby. What's up? What's going on? You're messing with your unicorn? Where is it, baby? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, no, Mommy's playing with cards again. Huh? Arr. Arr. Oh, who's my good girl? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Okay. Titties? Good girl. Okay. But yeah. When you understand that you were manifesting in some way for this, and you have to get into a place of admission, okay, I pulled this in from the universe. I accept that. That's a strong admission. So I can see why you put manifestation under the strength category. You got back something mighty powerful, you know? Let's see that Hanged Man, please. Lessons that must be learned in order for you to make progress, to move forward successfully, to move on successfully. Show me that Hanged Man, please. Show me the Hanged Man. Two of Pentacles, the Star. You can't be confused on matters of the heart. I agree. Cinnamon, no. Are you supposed to be over there? Are you supposed to be over there? I think we both know the answer to that. You can excuse yourself. Come on. Go on. Cinnamon. You gonna sit? Are you going to take a nap? Are you going to be chill? Or are you going to start chewing? Cinnamon. Stop. No. No. Moving on. Move along. Good girl. Move along. Okay. She knows, but that doesn't keep her from trying. She's a puppy. I did my job. She corrected herself. That's it. All right. Two of Pentacles, the Star, the Two of Cups, the Hanged Man. Lessons you must learn in order to succeed. You can't have mixed feelings about a dream, a vision when it comes to love. You have to know that you want it. So I'm saying that's a strong omission on your part. I want to tell people all the time, if you're going to manifest, you have to know that you're doing. Otherwise, you will get mixed results, or you won't know what to do with your vision once it arrives. The universe understands what your heart was looking for. The universe understands some sort of desire that was deep within you. You consolidated yourself towards that. And once it was delivered to you, perhaps you didn't know what to do with it. You weren't ready for it. And this is why you have to be a conscious manifester. I know what I'm pulling towards myself. Who knows, honey? Maybe you felt... I don't know why you manifested this. Perhaps you were lonely. Perhaps your heart was aching. Perhaps you were looking for some sort of rescue in life. I don't know. I really don't know. My guess, based on what I'm seeing here today, your heart felt a little disconnected, cold, and you wanted warmth. I think that I was looking at a Pisces here that had probably more labor experiences than love and life. Perhaps you've gotten into a long, winding path of all work, all the time. Feeling cold and detached all the time, having to make the decisions all the time, having that sense of labor attached to you and decision-making all the time. And it was the same path every day, all day. So you must have manifested so strongly it was behind your own will. It was, I believe. I think you ended up developing strong feelings for this, not really knowing what it was, not until much later. I think you got into a halfway place of trying to accept it and reject it at the same time because you still didn't understand what it was, which is what happens, again, when we don't manifest at the conscious level. And that you have been praying for the strength to embrace this or push it away ever since. To claim it or to deny it. You couldn't settle upon a course for either, so you try to do that dance of in-between. Does that make sense? The Hanged Man. There's the back and forth. Simply put, hot and cold, back and forth, doing this. What does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? And feel so strongly compelled towards it. It's not just love, it's ideal love. It's the love of vision, the love of dreams, the love of desires, the love of hope. Long-reaching, too. You have equal cup. I want you to reflect upon this. There's a question here now. Two of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, and the Star in between. Were these feelings on the same page? Were we each other's dreams and desires? Only you can answer that. But it's something that you must learn before you can move forward or move on from this. Do you remember how I pointed out you're somewhere in between? Yes, I have feelings, but I don't know what. Yes, it makes me feel good, but to what extent? And then there's happiness here. I don't want to be rejected by it, but I can't fully give to it either. All that's in here. Sorry, we have a fly-in, opening the door and all that. It's a beautiful day. The sun's out. What are you going to do? Trees are being cut down and chipped and... Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm ready for the holiday breaks. Let me tell you, I am ready. We're all ready for the holiday breaks, I think. But before you can proceed and find peace, I believe, with yourself and in respect to the situation, answer me this. Rather, answer yourself this. Did you too as you best understand, your misgivings aside, were you more in harmony with this person in love than not? And that should help resolve some of the tension. If you can really accept the fact that you two, and this is what I suspect is true, you both had equal love for each other, that you were both on the emotional same page, if you can accept this, you can stop fighting with yourself. And if you weren't, accept that, and again, that should help you stop fighting with yourself. Either way, the answer is right here in a suspended state. Concerning, did we mean the same to each other? I believe I have the answer, but it's for you to discover. And whatever the answer is to you ultimately as an individual Pisces at the end of the day is what's going to help you make progress in this, particularly your frustration in it and where it currently stands and where it may stand forever. Okay. Now let's say this or not. I don't know. I don't want to give you false hope, but I can tell you from experience, I'm not into that. I know plenty of people do that. I'm not into it. It causes a lot of harm, and that's not who I am. But I will say this from experience, and I have a lot of it when it comes to this stuff. These things have a way of coming back around. And the more unresolved they are, the higher that probability goes up. If this comes back around in a more solid state and in a way that makes sense to you both, it's because you both have the idea of some work done between you two. And if there's not, it'll come back around and things will remain as such. Okay. So the best way to feel better about this situation, of course, is to begin with the self. Can you say that you really loved this and desired it in equal? Or you didn't? It's not an accusation either way. It's just for you to understand, and it will help you with the rest of this. Okay? All the frustration, the nonsense, everything, the bad memories, the bad experience, all the words, the bad words, all that shit goes away when you understand what was at the heart of it. Show me that Five of Swords, please. Show me that Five of Swords. And that will help peace. That will help give you peace. Five of Swords. Show me that Five of Swords, please. Show me that Five of Swords. Show me that Five of Swords. If I could just take at what's the heart of this reading, I would. There's something so impossibly sweet, and I want to use the word tender right here at the very heart of it. A final word, a last thought, which is possible, and things are possible. If there's still a final, I just want to say this before I completely back off the subject. Having done this as long as I have, and worked with people as long as I have. Right here at the heart of the reading, when you read tarot, there's a couple critical placements. Opening, middle, ending. The heart will always be a critical space. It's literally the heart of the reading. And there's for many of you, there's a word yet still in you. Like I said, a final word, a final thought, or a final feeling that we would express to this person. I know you struggle with it. What you say, or what you will allow yourself to say, if anything at all, because you struggle with that too, should you just leave it alone or not? You will have to trust that you would know what you would say. If you have any more words left in you, you have to trust that you would know what you would say. And that comes down to that moment. When you know this, that inclination, that feeling before you can leave this behind, that final word, that will fall into place for you. And it might be the final word. But it's going to come down to this. No, that's done. Let's do that again. We're going to split here. Okay. Okay, 5 of Cups, the 8 of Cups, and the 7 of Cups. There's so much emotional unfulfillment and mental restlessness in you, and I hate saying this. I absolutely hate saying this. If you can believe it, however, you are showing me the inclination to clear up your feelings. Exactly what we've been discussing. To get out of that shite 5 of Swords job. The self-sabotage thing is real. Yours concerns the feelings. I don't have any feelings. I'm not upset. We can stop doing that. When we're honest with ourselves, we're honest with what's going on. We understand our thoughts and our feelings with clarity, and sometimes it's with shame, and sometimes it's with guilt, and sometimes it's with remorse, but nevertheless, it's real. Wouldn't you rather think what's real and feel what's real as opposed to keep saying it doesn't matter, or it doesn't hurt, or it doesn't fill me with dread? I wanted this, I didn't want it. I tried to reach for it and I kept pushing it away. And I found myself caught in between, in a powerful connection that I manifested, and I didn't know it until it was here, and then it was gone. Can I admit that to myself? Yeah. The only thing I can't figure out for you is something you will have to figure out for yourself, which you are, I insist, making progress on. I know it doesn't look impressive, but then again, you haven't seen the reading through my eyes. I know progress when I see it. You could have just as easily shut that down, but you're not. You're not shutting it down. You want the 5 of Swords thing to stop. Telling yourself whatever it is you need to tell yourself in order to stop feeling bad in that moment. All the fear of rejection, the fear of letting it go, the fear of immersing yourself in it, and in all points in between. You can stop with saying, I don't care. And I don't care that they walked or I walked. You can stop doing that. You want to know what your feelings were too. That's what this is. And that, they made it very clear. This is the category of the shit you must learn if you want to succeed successfully. It's right here. Did you see a vision that was equal in each other's eyes? I'm not saying because you want to get back together with them. I'm not saying because you want to make happily ever after happen with them. I mean, it's just, the admission of what we actually experienced will help us get through this. That's what moving on is. It's not rejecting or denying what we feel, think, and experience. It's accepting and embracing the truth of it in all its raw, ugly, scary form it takes. At least it's real. We honor the real, we honor ourselves. Everything begins with the self. When we're real with ourselves, there's nothing we can't stand up to. There's nothing we can't be, and there's no one we can't be, and there's nothing we can't love, most of all ourselves. So give that to you. Understand what this meant to you, and you will have the keys to your success in moving on from it. Maybe even communicating with it one last time. Because for some reason there's something in you. There's a word in there I can't see. But it means something to you. Yeah, I saw this in Scorpios as well. I think it's also fitting. Take responsibility for your life. Okay. And as a creative adventurer, so you are the author of your own story. You are the adventurer in your own adventure. Okay? You're not the center of the universe, but you do have your own life. Oneness is the way. Get consolidated with you, like I said. Be on the same page with you. And all its real and ugly parts. because it's one of the things that makes you beautiful. How do you know you're beautiful unless you understand in some ways how you are ugly? I wish people would put those fucking things together. You can't have one without the other. There is no white without black, and vice versa. There is no rose without a thorn. There is no sunrise without a sunset. All these things happen in balance. You cannot be a beautiful being without having known what it's like to be a battleground. We all fuck up. We all do and say and wish things we hadn't done. And you know what? Personally, me, I've heard enough people talk. I've seen enough people do crazy shit. Let me tell you something. That person who says, I have no regrets. Liar. Fucking liar. Fucking liar. Now, don't get me wrong. There are things that at the time I know we do regret. But if we hadn't had those experiences, we wouldn't have been shaped into what we are. So yeah, it's what you call temporary regret. I wish it hadn't worked out that way or had happened the way that it did. But honestly, without it, I wouldn't be here where I am now, with a certain layer of confidence, learning, and wisdom behind me to appreciate the fucking difference. Do you see what I'm saying? Nothing beats authenticity. Realness. I'm looking at a Pisces. You went through some real shit. Learn from it. You know, it's the beauty of you. One of the reasons why I am a huge fan of the Japanese art form. Continually, I apologize. It's not rolling off my tongue. It's where you purposely take pottery, smash it, so you can repiece it together, but with gold. And it becomes more beautiful than what was originally intended by the artist. And you couldn't have become beautiful without the cracks. You know? How else could you have made room for the gold? Unless you cracked your original structure. It's time to let go. And I've seen how that you can. Okay? If you believe, then you can. Okay? Too many people get lost in the confusion of their feelings. Well, I felt this, and I felt that, and I felt this, and they're going to be like that forever and ever, having that same circular argument because they won't admit to themselves the full consolidated effect. You know? Reflect on your priorities. New moon in Cancer. Relax. And unleash your kindest self. Be kind to yourself. That doesn't mean just forgive and forget. That means doing the real work to understand that you are someone who's worthy of forgiveness for anything that you feel that you did or didn't do, accomplish or didn't accomplish, so on and so forth. That you did draw this in. You showed me that. And there's a lot of tension around the rejection of it, trying to keep it, but not knowing that you could or really give yourself to it. There's the guilt in that, wanting it to end, not wanting it to end, not knowing what your feelings are. Yes, you do. But allowing yourself to confront that. We still got to get out of that Five of Swords bullshit. You're working on it. Telling yourself it didn't mean anything or it didn't hurt. We know that's not true. It meant something. Okay? I wish I could give you more advice on that. That's up to you. Some of you do have that last word in you. Perhaps it's that last word that allows you to let go. I don't know. Perhaps think of it like that. But don't do that unless you're ready. Something to do with noon, at noon. Who knows? Some of you might be watching this at around noon. What else, please? In August, on a Wednesday. Last August, or on a Wednesday, might have been important. Upcoming August might be important. Okay. On a Monday for some of you. That's it. That's all I got. Pisces, honey. That was quite the road. I see how and what led up to the confusion and the conflict and that swirl of activity. I see what that's the heart of it. Why you could never You accepted that you manifested this. That was hard for you to do that, but you saw that. You saw how you manifested this. And the origins of it is up to you. The only thing you didn't show me is why you couldn't fully love this and embrace it the way you wanted to. But then you'd also have to admit to yourself that you wanted to do that. I don't know. I don't know if this was your first lover type connection. I don't know that it will be your last, and I don't know that it will ever come back around. I'm sorry you had such a rough time. I'm sorry you had such a rough time of it. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can find peace within this. You can. You have to know that you want to. And you have to understand, and frankly, allow yourself to understand with suspension of judgment to yourself around the situation. Stop judging yourself. Stop freaking judging yourself. And say, did this mean the same thing to me as it did to them? And then that's where you can really start finding peace. We stop rejecting ourselves and we stop denying what we felt. And that you can find peace. That's enough. I know I do go on and on sometimes, but it's because I want people to get the point. So I repeat the fucking point. Anyway, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.